Hello everyone and welcome along to another episode of Motor Town. Join me today in Guanjin with a Roadmaster that I've just recently purchased. I only have 12,000 left, so we are going to end up in debt again. But this is the lovely off-road bus that I used in Season 1. Slightly different because I don't have all of the parts unlocked, and obviously with a different decal set, which I actually quite like this grey and black kind of look that this one has going on. But let me know in the comments what you think of it down below, and while we're loading up our passengers, I'll show you the bus route in question. It's this one here, which looks insane, but the things to take into account is starts in Guanjin, comes down to Namdang, and then up to Gapa. But although this looks absolutely insane and like it would take forever, ignore that. If you haven't seen Season 1, then I'll show you just exactly how we really do this bus route, but that 14.8 miles can not exist because we're not doing that at all. We'll have the bus in drift mode, and we're immediately going to take a detour off of the GPS route. Now, I haven't done this route since the update. I haven't actually been in this area at all since the update. So we'll see if this is still just as profitable as it used to be. It used to be incredibly profitable, and I see that there is now a road here. Instead of cutting through a field, we can actually take a proper road, which I'm not going to complain about. We can also buy a house here as well. We might actually go ahead and do that at some point, but we're not at that point to worry about a house just now. So the bridge has changed slightly as well. It's now a little bit more zigzaggy, but I don't know how much this route has changed, or if it has changed at all. So this will definitely be a bit of a learning curve for me as well. And the bus isn't quite as good as my old one either. We've got a smaller engine and the likes, so we'll see how we get on with that. Hold it in third gear as we come up the hill. The key things to remember if you're following along with this is drift mode and comfort bonus. Those are the only two things that matter with this route. Everything else is secondary. Keep an eye on your comfort bonus. You don't want your passengers feeling uncomfortable. This bus is a little bit more wobbly than the Season 1 bus, but this is another bus that we will continue to edit as we go along. Don't worry about damaging the bus, it does not matter in the slightest. As for upgrades, lock diffs, plus 10cm on the suspension, and 150% anti-roll bar. I haven't even got wheel spacers on this, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I don't have them. Let's try and ram our way onto this. This is one of the more tricky sections. It seems like it's improved slightly. Let's try and actually stay on the bridge. Easier said than done. I have terrible luck when it comes to these bridges. But the other thing I don't have is I don't have an angle kit on this, so my steering is going to be a bit potato because I've got the lock diff. That's okay, we will make do. But this used to be, and I'm hoping still is, one of the best money making endeavours you can do in Motor Town. This used to earn you hundreds of thousands of dollars for only about 15 minutes worth of work. It's a little bit of an expense to get the bus in the first place, and obviously it's not a day one thing to just jump into a Roadmaster unless you're speed running, driving and bus levels, which of course if you've been watching the series you'll know that's not exactly what I've been doing. But as you can see, when you're in this off-road section you can kind of throw the bus around a bit without the passengers complaining too terribly much. They do give you a little bit of give on the dirt roads as such, which is very nice of the developers to actually have that as a thing. I'll just hold it in second round this corner. Now again, just absolutely ignore the distance that it says on the sat nav. We are going to be taking a different road, and it is a sizable shortcut, but it is a very, very, very tricky road indeed. But let me know in the comments, have you done this route? Or have you done a variation of this route? We almost tipped over there. And is the Roadmaster your preferred vehicle? In my opinion, it's the only answer. You can do this with a Lilliput. And I actually got a comment on the Season 1 video where I revealed this route in Season 1. And it says, why would you use the Roadmaster over the Lilliput to take just a handful of passengers? And the answer to that is simply comfort bonus. That extra little box of comfort bonus makes all of the difference. In this run it can be up to 100,000 for that extra little bit of comfort, so hopefully that answers that question. But it is entirely possible to do it with the Lilliput, and you can do it a bit earlier with the Lilliput as well. That's a bit more of a very early game method of doing this. So got a little bit stuck on that hill there, but we managed just fine. This road feels different. I might be wrong, but it does feel different. It has been a little while since I've done this run, admittedly. These are some of the tougher sections, these mud sections, and the only advice I have for you is just absolutely hammer it. Just use speed and power to make your way through it. We're coming up to where we're going to take a detour because I'm not doing another 12 miles of this road. We're going to take a hard left here. And we're immediately into some mud. So this time, same as before, just hammer your way through it. I'm not worried about damaging the bus in the slightest. There we are, we made it through that first one. I believe there was 4 patches of mud, or there at least it used to be. For this one, what I'd recommend is very gentle on the throttle. Try not to spin your wheels up too much. And we will just kind of keep going a little bit. If you spin up too much, you just sink, and that doesn't help anyone at all. You actually slow down. And you could overheat as well, which is the worst thing in the world. So that's the second one now done, and we're back onto solid ground. Now this next one, there's a bit of a split opinion on this next one. Some people can hammer their way through it completely. I'm not one of them. What I do is I aim for that tree and get up here. And then the easiest way to describe the route I take here is follow the ferns. You don't want to get too close back to the road because there's mud off of the road as well and you'll get stuck in it. As you can see, made it through that one with all the comfort bonus intact, and we didn't get stuck. Now this one, you can do this in two methods. You can either try and drive your way through it, which is what I'm going to attempt to do. Of course, the frame rate's certainly not helping. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But if you can get over the hill, you're absolutely fine. And just like before, just keep the back wheels not spinning too much. And just like that, we are now through all of the mud. And as you can see, we're right round the corner from the bus stop that we're going to. Now, I'm not going to sit and wait for 7 minutes. That's just simply not happening. Doesn't look like anyone's wanting to get off the bus anyway. My next recommendation is, once you're back onto this section of the road, when you get to this bus stop, put it back into comfort mode, otherwise you'll overheat in the next section. And the only purpose of this bus stop is you very occasionally pick someone up, but it's just to reset that clock. 7 minutes is too long, so it brings it down quite significantly. And this next section is done a little bit different. This one is full throttle all the time, but your comfort bonus is more important on this section because it is easier to lose comfort bonus in this second section than it is the first section. So take your time with it, but absolutely put the hammer down and get through this section as quick as you can. If you do it right and you don't have too much lag, you should get to gap up with around 30 seconds to go. But bear in mind that you've got your too early time and then you've got your on time. You definitely don't want to be late. Being late can literally cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I like to straighten the corners out a little bit just because of the comfort bonus aspect of things, and the with my road positioning, the distance to the destination will fluctuate wildly depending on what side of the road I'm on. So don't pay too much attention to that. Just know that with 2 minutes remaining, we've got plenty of time, providing I don't go backwards into a tree. Now, this is one of these corners where you've kind of got to take it easy as the grass pops into existence. It's also worth noting, as soon as you hit the tarmac, comfort bonus becomes very easy to lose. It's the easiest place to lose a comfort bonus is when you're on the road. The passengers are expecting actual comfort, so they are not forgiving in the slightest. So definitely just take your time on this section. bearing in mind how much time you've got to get there, this bus could really be doing with an engine upgrade, which I couldn't afford to do. Could get, but couldn't afford it. I'm actually going to put it into sport mode so that it holds the gears a little bit longer, because it's taking me longer to get through this section than it usually does, but like I said, the bus isn't as good as it usually is. I don't have the full tune on it, I just have the bare minimum that you need to do this run. And of course I've got a bit of a framey game today, which is not ideal, but there is a little ding to let you know that you're nearby. We only have 7 passengers. This is not going to be the best example of all of the money you can earn, but I have done this route myself with 15, 16 passengers on board, and you earn just silly money. But now we are on to the rather slippery mud. We are past our early time now, so we're now just on time, which shows you just how out of practice I am, because I'm running about a minute longer than I usually would, but that's okay, we will still make it with plenty of time to go. And of course it's going to start raining as we're on the mud, which is always a good thing. But here we are in Gappa, and it was not a massive journey. That shortcut saves us probably about 40 minutes. I've never actually done the route as the GPS wants you to. Doesn't sound like much fun. And there we are, full comfort bonus with all of our passengers intact. We'll drop them off and we'll see just how much money we make here. So we made just about 210,000 with 7 passengers in 15 minutes, which is brilliant. More passengers means more money, of course, but hopefully that has been somewhat useful to you. But that is all I have time for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, you can of course subscribe. You can also ring the bell icon, that way you get notified of all of my video uploads, and you won't miss anything out that way. And as always, there is a link to Discord in the video description, and I will see you guys back in Motortown on Monday, and hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.